A few years ago I went across Europe on a motorcycle, and it was probably one of the most entertaining, outstanding, informative, beautiful things I've ever done. Beautiful might be a bit of a stretch, but probably one of those experiences that unless you've done it, you don't know how it feels. Now, I'm married now, I have a child, and the itch has come back to do it again, but obviously it would be really selfish of me to go across Europe on a motorcycle. So this time I've decided to go and get a car to do it. I've swapped out my Honda 4x4 and I've gone and got a family car. It's a nice family car. It's one of the most popular in the world. It's not the most thrilling, but on a road trip you want something that's going to have decent performance, good fuel economy, and be above all safe and reliable. So when we came up with the plan of where we were going to go, the original plan was that we were just going to go to Berlin, and in fact we were looking at going to Berlin by train. Plans changed ever such a little because we thought, oh, you know, that's going to take hours to get there. Why don't we just do a package holiday? So we cancelled the idea of a package holiday immediately because it was too expensive. Very quickly afterwards, we thought, well, you've done road trips. Why don't we do one of those then? So we suggested it, and kind of the idea went, well, where would we go? So we planned on various places where we could go, how much time we'd have to do a certain route there and back, how much it would cost in fuel, if there's toll roads, if you have to pay a fee to get into the country and drive at all, places like Switzerland, and so all these things came into account, and we decided, yeah, actually we can do it. So the route changed a couple of times because we couldn't get accommodation or because it was just going to take too much time. Like, for example, the plan was to go to Vienna. I would love to go to Vienna, but unfortunately, because it's in the easternmost part of Austria, by the time we've gone all the way over that way, we'd pretty much have to be coming back. So my other half, she looked at the maps and did some maths, and she said, right, we can do it. I've put in a place called Innsbruck. Have you ever heard of it? And so I scratched my brains and thought, haven't they had Olympics or something, the Winter Olympics? I don't know. So I did some more research, and the route she came up with was brilliant. I thought I'd do this video from my parents' garden because the last trip I did with a couple of friends, where we ended up going to Strasbourg, funnily enough, started from here. And I remember that night, my parents, we decided to take the early morning crossing by ferry. It was dirt cheap. It was like £20 a person, or £20 a motorcycle. So it's a few years ago, admittedly. Leaving from here at night, I remember my parents waving us off, and it was pitch black, and it's just the most thrilling feeling I had, because whilst I'm then on the road, my parents were here, and I was thinking, I know they'll be worried, but I'll be fine. And I came back safe and sound, and very much like this road trip by car, it'll be fine. We've got motorway breakdown cover and a loan courtesy car cover should anything go wrong with ours, not that it will. And then we've got all the hotels booked and they're in place already. We've got the Euro tunnel crossing booked already, that's done. Travel insurance is done. But there's more that I want to discover, so I'm going to do a couple of videos asking people who are from those areas or who have been to those areas if you can tell us what the best things to do is in each of those places, and I'll post them here on YouTube. So the things that have obviously become issues to think about, the difference between going on a motorcycle to in a car. So before it was just me, I had panniers and bags and just packed as much as I could in. Couldn't pack a lot and just used lots of laundrettes. Well, I can't see that being different particularly on this trip, except we've got an awful lot more space, but we've got a lot more stuff to carry as well. So we've got my clothes, we've got my wife's clothes, then there's all my son's, and then what about toys and a travel cot? It's stuff that, you know, when you just do a weekend away somewhere, it's enough to carry all that. But we've got to have enough to be able to go, well, we're not going to the laundrette every single day, but we go maybe once a week. So if we only do 2 visits to the laundrette, I'll be more than happy. The other thing that I didn't account for is the fact that we're going to have to do more regular stops. So purely driving and driving for hours is fine, and then having a stretch. But when you've got a toddler as well, anything above a couple of hours, they need to get out, run around, maybe have something to eat because they eat at different times. So this we've had to account for whether we leave morning, afternoon or evening in each place, and when he's going to need feeds. When we do late departures, it shouldn't be too bad, but we'll certainly see as it goes on. Again, this is the beginning, the planning stage of the trip. We've got another month and a half until we actually go. When it comes to the weather, we're not particularly worried, because even if it's a bit crappy, you just take enough clothes and suitable clothes to account for it. If the weather turns particularly nasty and roads are closed, then obviously we'll have to look at different routes and see if we're going to have to skip steps. The great thing is we've booked mainly into the F1 hotels from our course, so they're dirt cheap. And if we have to skip one and stay an extra night where we are, then so be it. We've got a contingency to allow for that. As I said, we've planned to video blog all the way throughout this road trip. I hope that you join us on this, because it's for us very exciting to be doing this, and for me particularly to be putting this onto YouTube. I put a motorcycle trip up that I did years ago, 2004, and there's been a few people who have watched it, but on this I'd actually like the YouTube community to play a part in this. You know, as I said, if you've been to some of these places, let me know where we've definitely got to check out. What's the best tourist attractions, good places to eat? Where do locals go? That kind of thing. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this. I'll be posting regular updates on how this is going, and the next few videos after this in this playlist that I'm just starting are going to all be appeal videos for people who have been to certain areas, and I'll tag them in a way that people from those areas hopefully will pick up on it, and they'll either direct message me or send me video responses, which will be absolutely outstanding. If you do want to get in touch with me, you can do it via here on YouTube. Just send me a message, or you can message me by dan@dangold.co.uk. Just send me an email, that'd be fantastic, or on Twitter @dangoldmedia. That's it, sorry, the website's dangoldmedia.com, but the Twitter is @dangoldmedia. There we go. That's a bit embarrassing. Oh dear. So, once again, thank you for watching. Sorry it's been a bit of a ramble. The sun is up high in the sky. It's about 24 degrees in my parents' back garden. If it's raining or not so great weather when I post this, I'm delaying it ever so slightly until we've got a few more videos out there before we actually go on this trip, so I can backfill and have enough material there to be interesting. I won't ramble like I have today. Apologies. But thank you for watching.